Welcome, folks. Welcome to, I guess it would be LaDooms Ill Podcast. What this is, in a sense, is I am ill, and that's why I haven't been able to upload for a couple of weeks, a couple of days, not weeks. I haven't been ill that long, but yeah, I'm ill. And I've sort of got bored. I managed to have enough energy to set up my mic next to my bed, as well as the rest of my computer, so I can watch YouTube. And I don't know, probably play some Fallout 1, because I've been playing that a lot, in fact, because I wanted to actually do it in a way that's not silly. Because originally on my Let's Play, which was the last time I played it, I had made a character randomly, if you didn't watch that, but yeah. So this is basically just going to be me rambling about what I've been doing and what's been going on in gaming, but because it's summer, nothing's been going on in gaming. So I'm just going to, be rambling. What has been going on, in fact? Because I'm thinking of trying to start us off with gaming, but I don't know what's been going on. It's, how long now? Because I've got a timer on my phone, because I'm a really sad person. Let's see. 48 days, 13 hours, 14 minutes, 48 seconds until Fallout 4 is available. I've been excited for that. Really excited, in fact. I mean, I was gonna get goddamn Metal Gear 5, but I've sort of been put off playing that because of the well, actually, I sort of really do want to play it. It's just I haven't got the money to, because I'm saving up to pre-order that, because, well, I like Fallout more than Metal Gear. Hopefully I'll get that game soon, because what I've seen, it looks pretty cool. Although, like, it lets you do the missions in any style you want, although considering it's a Metal Gear game, I'm going to be stealthing, because it's a Metal Gear game. I just hope they left in that one line, whose footprints are these? And then they instantly find you, because they're gits. I was still trying to figure what's going on in gaming, but oh yeah, Konami are being gits. They really just stopped producing AAA titles. So, goodbye Castlevania, goodbye Metal Gear, goodbye... What other titles have Konami made? I don't really... Konami. I can't remember. I know they made quite a few ones that I like. I'm gonna go online and check this out. Konami games. There we go. Oh yeah, but they're still doing pairs. Silent Hill. No, goodbye Silent Hill. And Contra. Did they ever make a new Contra? I don't think they did. Yeah, Castlevania, Super Contra, Silent Hill 2. Why did they stop? It's like they want their company to fail. It just seems like they want to. I mean, if you basically, because what they did is it had been leaked that they had been doing really bad things to their goddamn employees. Like if they weren't up to standards, I think they'd demote them to a janitorial position or something like that, and they just be not nice, I guess. So what they, because I don't know why they didn't do what they did originally, because one sec. Black. Anyway, so what they had done originally was, like, this is before they were all being silly, they had got all the troublemakers and such together, put them in their own team, and told them to create a game, give them complete creative freedom. I think originally they had to make it like, sort of like a movie, like make it seem like one, but eventually they just gave up and let them do whatever, and that brought out Silent Hill, one of the most renowned survival horror games of all time. I don't know why they didn't think they should do something similar, just for the fact that they might get something like Silent Hill, or is at least as successful. Because I don't know, they're being silly. Obviously, it could have failed, like all the people who, like sort of messed around a little bit, might have not done that. But when you give them complete creative freedom, they normally work quite well. I can say from experience. Well, I say work quite well. When I get down to doing stuff, because I have big creative freedom, I do quite a bit. But you know, in between long periods of procrastination, I've given up. Well, I haven't given up. Basically, because I'm actually trying to make a game myself. Don't think I've spoken about that in in videos, that's it. But yeah, I started making one not that far back. I really got down to really thinking how I'm going to be doing it. It's because basically what it is, it's a clock tower. Have you played? Have a look at my clock tower videos and sort of make it in the vein of that, like the at least the way it's played, because I'm making it in Game Maker Studio, which is a free game engine, and I've only just got around to learning how to make do the language, because I haven't really started on making it that much. And mostly the biggest daunting problem, because it's going to be like sort of like point and click esque, is that I have to make like, because I can do all the like the functions like moving characters forward and backwards. Animations I can do somewhat, like only small ones really. Character animation is a goddamn pain for me, because it's sort of got to be subtle the way they move. At least with walking. With running you can lessen a little bit, because they're going to be moving quickly. It would be super harder to tell unless you really concentrated on the sprite. But when they're walking, it has to sort of be subtle, otherwise you can see them jitter and it looks weird. But yeah, I can get around to doing some animations, functions and that sort of thing. But like when I mean functions, I mean like you know, picking up objects. When object is picked up, put sprite in the bottom little box, because to show that you have picked up the item, and so on and so forth. That sort of thing. Excuse me. God damn it. Yeah, but for me, it's actually making sprites and actually creating backgrounds and such, because I can't paint or draw or make any sort of art to save my life. Give me enough time, eventually I'll probably turn out with something, but it's like, because how it happens with me is I'm sort of setting it up, so everything, depending on what room you're in, it's going to be around the same size, 640 by 400 pixels. But obviously, once it's put in the Game Maker Studio, I'll stretch it. In a sense, at least I'll spend enough time to make it look nice when stretched. But how thing with me is making it look appealing. Because when it comes to things like this, I am OCD. Because I'm making it in the vein of Clock Tower, I bring up Clock Tower's backgrounds and such. But Clock Tower's backgrounds were made by professionals. I'm not a professional. Even at that, my mind goes, well, even if you're not a professional, you should at least live up to that standard if you're daring to even try and do something up to that level. But no, because of my OCD-ness, I spend, I'd scrap a room if this one little thing is niggling at me and I can't get rid of it. I will just scrap it, because I am a git. Yeah, that's the thing. Basically, what it's supposed to be like a, you know, point-and-click horror game. You're trapped in a mansion, but as opposed to being chased by a bloke with scissors, I'm sort of thinking of adding, like, sort of like a dark world, light world thing, in which you were invited to this mansion by a friend. I think it's like an uncle who's mourning the loss of his. Yeah, mourning the loss of his wife, I guess. He invites you over, like you and a bunch of family, and I think through friends and such, and after about an hour or so, you hear a scream in the mansion, and yeah, well, one sec, folks. Sorry about that, folks. Yeah, Skype's being silly. I'm gonna set myself to offline at that. Call it Cthulhu, basically. So, where was I? Game, yeah. You hear a scream, like inside the mansion, a bit further off, and you split up in groups of 2, and to basically try and see what was going on, because with the excuse that, let's at least stay in a group, because if we went out alone to find out what the hell that was, that's for the worst, because if one of us gets lost, everyone else would also be lost, where if there's 2 of us, there's a higher chance of being either knocked into or being heard, or just finding your way back, because this mansion is gigantic. So you set off with a choice of your own sort of person, and over like the previous hour of gameplay in which you were just doing tasks and having conversations, you could sort of choose who you'd like to go with. And after an hour, after basically wandering about the mansion, finding clues and smashed up areas and such, you eventually find what's going on, and you go down, you see your uncle is sacrificing someone for some reason, and it's eventually revealed like cults and evil and darkness, and eventually you're sucked into this dark world where there's this overpowering this mass that's chasing you through the dark version of this mansion as you try to find a way back. But when you go back, you're being chased by either you think it's your uncle, or it could be, I think it might be the uncle, or maybe some other entity that's chasing around and killing all the people in this world. And basically the objective is to both survive for one, escape, and try and at least close whatever's allowing this dark world to exist. Obviously this is in pre-alpha stage, so not expecting to get very far for quite a while. That's the basic idea, at least. That took a while to explain, but yeah. Lovecraftian horror, my attempt at it. It's not the first game I've made, although all the other ones I have made have been like, most of them have been text adventures, but I have done a few with graphics. Have I? No, I haven't done many with graphics, but basically art and music, because I know how to code, I know how to do a lot of the functions. I'm sort of going to dabble with doing stuff in this, and then I'll expand from that and go on and forth. I hope I do well. Really do hope I do, but yeah. That's what's been going on with my game, and that's just my explanation on how creative freedom can be quite good if you're allowed it, and you hope you're competent enough. But then again, Team Silent had a team, I have myself, because I just do. Yeah, independent development and all that jazz. But again, independent development can also be involved with 2 people. Super Meat Boy, for example, that was made by 2 people, I think. I remember watching a documentary, it showed 2 people there, so yeah. Coughing again. But yeah, I'm trying to think back what else was going on at all. I mean, can't really think of much. I wonder if there's been any new movies, in fact. I'm gonna see if there's any new, because I'm sort of trying to, because I don't want to constantly talk about what the hell I've been doing, because that would probably be a bit dull. New. That's something I heard. I heard they're making a Mega Man movie, but they're making it live action. I'm not gonna say it's not gonna be bad because we get a good director and such. They have a big budget. They could make a really good movie if it was live action. Although personally, I'd like it if it was maybe animated or something like that. Because that would seem like it would fit the theme much more. Because basically, Mega Man is a side-scrolling shooter, basically, in which you have to stop the evil Dr. Wily from using his legions of robot masters to take over the world. And you are yourself a robot master called Mega Man, whose sole purpose apparently is to stop the other robot masters. But yeah, hopefully that's done well. Still isn't much news I could think what's going on. Yeah, I really can't think of anything. I guess just go back to what I've been doing in my being ill. Again, also I apologise for not uploading. It's just I haven't been able to record because I haven't been feeling well. Coughing again. Bloody hell. So yeah, what has been going? Well, I'm watching a lot of goddamn. I've finished reading The Servants of Twilight by Dean Koontz. That's a really good book. I'd suggest anyone takes a read at that. It's like 499 pages long, but it's really good. Basically, what it's about is that this kid, Joey, and his mother are being chased by a cult called the Servants of Twilight, who believe that the son, Joey, is in fact the Antichrist. And they're trying to kill him so he can stop, so he can basically, before he can take over the world for 1,000 years of torment. And along their journey, they go to a private investigator called Charlie, who helps them on their attempt to escape the Servants of Twilight, and it sort of goes from there. I'm not going to spoil anything here in case you want to read it, but and then like a movie was made of it, which I also watched in my being ill times, and I don't know, the ending of it, like it started off and did the book until the ending really well. They had to cut it a bit, of course, because to do a full thing on the book would cost an insurmountable amount of money, and obviously we didn't have a lot of budget when they were making this movie, which I think they should make it with a bigger budget. That would probably be really good, because if I'm not going to spoil anything, I was going to spoil something there, but no. But just what they did in the movie at the ending, because, well, I've already said that, basically at the ending they just rip off Leo and go, he is the Antichrist, whereas in the book it was more subtle, like it left you thinking. But yeah, that's something I did. It's a really good book. Like I said, suggest to read. Other things, Call of Cthulhu. That's something to talk about. Call of Cthulhu. That's coughing again. Damn it all. Call of Cthulhu. If you don't know what Call of Cthulhu is, it is a pen and paper role-playing game, basically like D&D or D&D or Shadowrun or that sort of thing. Paranoia, another one. In which you have to survive the works of H.P. Lovecraft, or at least the monsters that inhabit it. Basically, what H.P. Lovecraft, who he was an American novelist who wrote about. Basically, he was the first one to introduce the idea of cosmic horror. You know, the horror that there are aliens, but they are so superior to humanity that we don't even. We're the equivalent to ants to them. And these things are so powerful that just by looking at them, you could be driven to the pits of madness and that sort of thing. Like Cthulhu, basically. Yeah, Cthulhu. Like, who is this ancient being that was sealed under the sea in his palace of Valais after the Earth nearly took a devastating effect by the meteorite or whatever the hell nearly wiped out all life. In which, in the book The Call of Cthulhu, some sailors go over and damn it, some sailors go and find his tomb, like a bit of it that had risen over the ground over millennia, in which they opened the oh god damn it all, they accidentally open it, releasing Cthulhu for like 10 minutes. In that time, they just by looking at his giant figure, most of them go mad except for one man who basically rams a ship into him that does absolutely nothing, and he just picks the ship up and flings it away because he's Cthulhu. Don't know why he didn't use his magic powers, but it was the 1920s. But yeah, so that's an idea at Cosmic Horror, in which in the game you play as investigators who bloody hell, you play as investigators who come across this in some sense. Like, how I normally do it is I normally do it in this adventure called The Haunting, in which the investigators, they're hired to find out what's going on in this house, in which the landlord has asked them to see what's going on, because people have been going insane in there, and there have been reports of it being haunted. And the investigators go in there, and they come across things that seem like actual hauntings, like the windows rattling, blood leaking from the ceiling, and things like that, in which they find something in the basement and it sort of descends from there. I remember the last session I did on in that campaign, I did an edited version to work on a campaign I'm writing right now, because the campaign I'm writing involves this force that I'm not going to explain here, because the people who I'm doing it with might actually see this. Can't take any chances. And because this force is, meddling, in a sense. Yeah, it's meddling, and it's not good. But yeah, I've nearly finished the campaign for that, or at least finished writing it. They've barely started it. I mean, I've got a bunch of because I'm probably going to be doing in-book campaigns, like the campaigns are in the Call of Cthulhu rulebook, but my heavily edited version, so they're not identical, so I can make my own adjustments to work with the campaign I'm doing. And I'm going to be doing one source book, one actual bought campaign that I have, because it's not that long, just to both make time for me to finish my Call of Cthulhu adventure, and to make time for my Call of Cthulhu adventure, and make time to adjust it to fit their characters. Yeah, also, for the group currently, I just right now I'm just gonna ramble about this, because I don't know, you can continue doing whatever you're doing as I ramble in my ill state. But their current group, it's rather a sight to see. There's a bank robber, a lawyer, a spiritualist, basically an entertainer who does this sort of thing, like this show on the spirit world, and his dealings with contacting it. There's a doctor, no, it's not a doctor, a lawyer, entertainer. I'm gonna get up the things now, character sheets, because I'm bored. Seriously, adventure. There we go. Yeah, there's the here we go. That is So wait for it to load. Occupations. Yep. Yeah, there's a ex-military officer / Dileante, or Delant, I think that's what's called. And yeah, there's the entertainer, there's the lawyer, bank robber, and the last one, who is here we go. Come on, load. Yes, an archaeologist. Now, they went into this mansion. Inside there, they found the Dark Evil. Because what Dark Evil is, I can say this now considering that adventure's done. Dark Evil is this person called Corbett, who is using his powers to try and kill the investigators because they're meddling in his territory of sorts. Figures to fit with my coughing. Damn it. But to fit with the campaign, I had him have some cultists with him that bared a sigil that I will upload, probably put in the video now, and that's basically what went with the went with the story, the overarching story what the investigators don't know about yet. But what they did was basically, because what was down there was 3 undead cultists with swords, and now I edited Corbett's powers a bit. So the investigators, they had, but I'm going to go on what they did before, in fact, because I don't want to tell this because, well, I'm bored and it's my way of dealing with being very, very ill and trying to waste time. Coughing. Bloody hell. Anyway, the investigators, after being given their job, they went off to separate ways. Like, went to a library. Someone went to the library to find out what's going on in the house. Some of them, the ex-military Delant had actually gone into real estate before he became a Delant, and found out some more things. And eventually, the bank robber, who I have to say is one of the greatest characters I have ever seen, because he doesn't give a damn. Like, as an example, he went into a barber shop, had a haircut, and then walked out. They had asked him to pay, I think it was 50 cents. He just stood up and walked out. With the matter that that's a bit too much. And, luckily, because I rolled a luck roll, he did not be chased out, and he did not have the police called on him, because everyone was sort of looking at him in shock. And before he had left, we couldn't really get a good description of his face, because he is, in his character description words, the most average person you could have ever meeten. I think so. I don't think he has any scars or such. Could be wrong. No, sort of average, black hair, and that sort of thing, yeah. Yeah, not the most average person to ever meet, but sort of hard to define in a crowd. But because obviously he's a bank robber, he doesn't want to be noticed. So, his character had gone to the church of this that had been linked to the person who originally owned the house, this Corbett fellow. And he, when he went there, he found the symbol, the one that was engraved on the cultist's chest, but we didn't know it was on the cultist's chest yet. Well, on their robes. He found this symbol. Another description of another funny thing about his character. Basically, the floor had caved in. He jumped backwards, and outside, basically, a bunch of the other investigators had gone to meet up at this house. But eventually, when he went back to the, they went to a restaurant to basically just go over the information they had found and correlate it. They had found that, they had found quite a few things about the house, about the previous owners. They didn't go to speak to the previous owners, like the ones who had went mad, they instead just decided to ignore them. But he did a, this is quite funny to think about, he did a, he was like, I went to this town, I went to this church thingy, and I found myself this symbol here. I'll give you a drawing of it. He basically takes out a napkin, takes out a pencil, he does a drawing of it. Now I will upload the drawing, and I'll upload it, and when I'm editing this, I'll put it up there, and I'll put it next to the one I made that was engraved on the wall, painted on the wall, in fact. And that broke most of us. That was quite funny, and that speaks to an idea of his character. He's quite good. I'm quite pleased with him. Everyone else is also good, but yeah, he sort of shines. So he's going to be the first one to die. That's a very long-running theme in Call of Cthulhu. You will die. Doesn't matter if you're some awesome military badass who has the power, who has a machine gun and can kill everyone. You're going to die. You're going to come across a creature that cannot be killed by bullets. You're going to keep shooting it, and then you're going to be impaled. Because it's Call of Cthulhu. But yeah, they had gone to this house, and while in the house, they found... well, basically what they did a basic investigation, looked over it, and saw it wasn't in the best shape. There was a horrible smell of decay everywhere that makes most of them puke up. After they had gone into upstairs, the people downstairs heard from the locked door to the basement whispering and a banging on the door. Only faint. Only faint, but they could hear it. They were like, guys, we should get out of here. But just as they said that, the lawyer, I think, had gone in. No, it wasn't a lawyer. It was the architect. He had gone into the second door, which was the children's room. Unfortunately, also in the children's room was the previous owner of the house, Gabriella. Now, coughing. Gabriella had the slight problem of being crucified on the wall. And it sort of went downhill from there. Because the door downstairs slammed open. And the cultists wielding swords that came up. And everyone panicked. And the cultists were really dead. Like, their skin was brown and wrinkled. And their arms were horribly elongated. And it wasn't a sight. It was a sight for sore eyes. Such a sight for sore eyes. In fact, it drove two people to the brink of madness. Because the bank robber, of all people, because basically he was like, well, I don't get anything for seeing violence against humans, and my thing was, yeah, but you do get violence against, you do get sanity effects for seeing undead humans, because that's what these were. And he had started laughing, and then the lawyer had started screaming. Just screaming out, he couldn't stop. They managed to deal with the cultists with only, barely. Quite a few heads got exploded with bullets. But after that, a bed in the third room on the top floor, because it was sort of set out in a line of rooms, 3 bedrooms, a bathroom. The third bedroom, a bed started slamming against the wall, and downstairs and upstairs, plates and knives and dishes, and yeah, that's what plate is, what am I saying, and like bowls and that sort of way, flying about the house, smashing into things, barely hitting people. At that, because the evil corpse. In fact, could you excuse me a second? I'm gonna get myself a tissue. Tissue has been got. God, I am not. Yeah, I am not very well. But yeah, where was I? So they had gone to this. Yeah, so dishes were flying everywhere, bowls and knives, and in the basement, the No, who was it? It was not Maxwell. He was in that room. The ex-military officer. He was seeing in the darkness of the basement 2 glowing yellow eyes and a wide, unnatural grin. Corbett, basically. And coughing. And he was using his magical powers to fly things around the room, be terrifying. Upstairs, the entertainer, Ira, had grabbed the continually laughing bank robber, who went by... Joseph Fierce, grabbed him, dragged him into the bathroom on the upper floor, and basically slapped the laughter out of him. Unfortunately, because he had been susceptible to mind attacks via Joseph, basically, via bank robber, he was taken over by Corbett, and he started punching Ira a lot, because I was weak and he was very, very, very strong. Nearly killed him, Ira. Took him down to half health before he managed to escape the bounds of mind powers. Eventually, Corbett burst from the down areas after everyone had been taken out of Road Sally, but there's plates and dishes and knives flying everywhere. In fact, Maxwell, the lawyer, had in fact taken the sword of one of the cultists and was bashing against the boards, because all the windows have been boarded up. Bashing against the windows, trying to get out, even though the outside was completely pitch black when it had been broad daylight, but a little bit earlier. But he didn't care because he was terrified. His character, at least. This Corbett guy had burst from the downstairs and stabbed his claw-like hands right next to the architect's head. No, the ex-Didiant's head. No, was it? Yeah, I think, was it the architect or the ex-Didiant? Oh, no, sorry. Wait, oh yeah, it was the ex-Didiant. He was downstairs, Thomas was upstairs. Yeah, I'm trying to think of what happened, because this was a couple of weeks ago. Not a couple of weeks, last week. Yeah, it wasn't last week, it was the week before, which we did on Saturdays, because they're all in America, I'm in England. But what happened was he had stabbed right next to his head because he had missed his role. Corbett, he had failed to stab the ex-Didiant. Ex-Didiant put a gun to his head and fired 3 times, nearly killing him. Next turn after he actually killed him, ending all the horrors. And that was basically it. I mean, the police were outside because there had been a ruckus going in, and they had been bashing against the door, but they couldn't give in. Everyone was sort of whimpering, going it was they all sort of they were like, "There's evil in there, evil, unending evil." And police got in, seen the cops, and goes, "My God, what the hell's going on here?" And because obviously they had been hired, the landlord sort of was their cop out in saying, "Well, don't worry, this wasn't them. I'd only hired them to investigate the place." And because they were all cultists, it would have been, they obviously left the conclusion that cultists had inhabited the house and they were the ones killing people, as well as that there was the crucified person on the 2nd floor. That was just to add to the evidence. But yeah, downstairs, in the basement, there was a sacrificed... I'm not gonna say, it was pretty gruesome. I don't know why I put it there, because I'm a sick git. As a sacrificed child, it wasn't very nice, but had to fit with the theme of what I was going with, because I'm OCD like that. And this pendant, in which the archaeologist touched it, and it absorbed into his body, giving him an extra point in his power skill, which means he could cast more spells. He also picked up a book, 3 books, the Books of Portrait Corbett. But that's gonna be fun. That's sort of what's been going on. But dear God, I wasted a lot of time explaining that. Huh. Yeah. So that was cool. That was just a recap of my Call of Cthulhu session. I'm actually thinking I might be recording the later ones. But that's basically what happened. Yeah, I'm gonna have to take that up with the other people. I might actually record that because the sessions are quite fun. Although for me, this next session I'm gonna be doing is I'm gonna be doing it at 2 o'clock at night. So it's gonna be terrifying for me, but everyone else is going to be like broad daylight. That'd be fun. But yeah, that was my Call of Cthulhu session because yeah, I think I only wasted. God damn it, all the hell. But yeah, that was a recap, I guess. So yeah, what else is happening? I've been going on Call of Cthulhu for God knows how long. Now, what else can I ramble about? I guess another thing I've been doing, I guess, because I can't think of anything to talk about. I should really do this when I have more time, when more things are out, but I can't really think of anything that's been going on recently. I'm gonna have a check, in fact. Talk about the local news and just sort of give my spin on it. To YouTube, because I subscribed to a lot of people who talk about this stuff. Blog. What have I been doing? Don't really think much has been going on, really. No, I can see a lot because I'm sort of subscribed to both gaming channels and game channels, and yeah, it's just information stuff. What's going on? Nothing I can really see. Stuff's not probably been going on, I just haven't seen anything. Well, I guess right now I'll just sort of give oh yeah, that's what is going on. EA are apparently I think they're questioning about subscription services for games. I guess that would work, although EA, though, I can't say. I don't know. I don't have the highest regards for EA. Hopefully they do it well. I'm pretty sure they could, but you know, I've like most of my games nowadays are just the same thing recycled. Like some of them have a graphical update, but it's not really the most like interesting. Because I remember that they have a rugby game they have been making. Of American football, I can't remember which one. Both basically the same for me. Although rules, I know rules are different because I did rugby, but their innovation for this rugby game or American football game was that they had crowd AI. Now, basically what they meant is basically when you were near them, they would stand up and they would cheer or whatever. Whereas a game that had been released 2 years earlier had already done that and more. So, yeah, EA, they're not. I don't really trust them at all. I like some of the earlier stuff. I remember playing like the early Sims. Dear God, I loved the early Sims. I played Sims 2 not a lot. Like I didn't really play it a lot, but I loved it. Like the time I played, I really liked it. Like, but yeah, I've seen Sims 3. And I don't know. Sims 3 seems okay. I don't mind Sims 3 because, well, that looks actually quite cool. But I think Sims 4. That's not. I don't know. Sims 4 is even less. Like Sims 4, there's a. I'm pretty sure you already know this. You at least if you watch anything on The Sims, you should at least know this. If not, I'll just explain now. But Sims 4, oh no, Sims 3, you had the entire map. Like, create your house, or bought your house, entire map you could use. What you could, like, look around and see. Whereas in The Sims 4, you have a little area, like 4 or 5 houses on a street, you see? And it's like, I don't know, it just doesn't seem that, it just seems lacking, I guess. But, yeah, that's basically what I'm trying to say. But yeah, subscription service. EA, don't cock up, because you're probably gonna cock up, and that would not be good. What else? Yeah, I'm just gonna go on Google News and type in gaming. I know that normally comes up with something. If not, I might just end up complaining about SJWs, because I end up doing that eventually. New loneliness of video games, massive retro gaming market planned in London. Oh, I live in Lawrence Worston, nowhere near London. Virtual reality goes beyond gaming, it should. A visual history of Transformers and video games. Nothing apparently, absolutely goddamn nothing. Let's check out a Reddit page, in fact. Nothing, okay. So yeah. I don't really know what else I'm going to talk about, because I want to extend this to at least an hour. Because this is sort of helping me relax a bit, I guess. Just talking to people on the internet. Because, it just does. What else have I been doing? Well, I'm writing a novel, I guess. Based on a D&D quest I did in secondary school, or high school, I think it'd be in America. Would it be high school? Yeah, it'd be high school in America. Yeah, that's going well. I've passed the 20,000 word mark. I'm really happy with that. I've also been writing another one, but that has been a dare. I can't say this. Basically, to be frank, I had been dared by a friend to write. Well, we had been bored on a Skype chat one dark and stormy night, and I had discovered the glories of really, really terrible fan fiction. Stuff along the likes of My Immortal. Now, if you haven't read My Immortal, not only am I going to be uploading a reading of it with really dramatic music in the background, but you should just read it yourself, because it's bloody hilarious. But bloody hilarious because it's so bad. Like, appallingly bad. And yeah, because I consider myself, I have a decent, like, I enjoy writing. So he was like, my friend, he was like, listen, I know you could do something better than this. You know what, you could just do something better than this, he had said. And I was like, sure, why not? And I rolled a few dice, and because I'd gone to fanfiction filter pages and looked up a bunch of things that I thought would be sort of silly to write about. I'd got all the genres and such, and oh god, I had got, because what my list had been Rayman, the game, Sonic, game, and South Park, and what was the third one? Third one was Devil May Cry. I had got 6, I think. Yeah, so it's South Park, Rayman, Sonic, Devil May Cry, Resident Evil, Silent Hill, South Park, yeah, that was it. That was all of them. And now, because I was using a D6, and I rolled South Park, so I got a list of characters I thought would be unknown and interesting. I'd got Damien Thorne, Philip Pillup, Kenny, because he's mortal. Basically, Philip is really English, Damien is the Antichrist. Bloody hell. Christopher, I think his name was, who was, I can't remember, I think he was really French, and was basically was somebody like Tunnels, I can't really remember. That's 4. Who else I got Butters, who is, stuttery and, jittery and, you know, okay, overly positive. That's how I explain him. Overly positive. And Tweak, who is actually really stuttery and goes on about pressure. That's basically his entire character. I'd want Damien. and I was pretty happy with that. I mean, the Antichrist. I think I could do something decent with that. Well, I think I am doing something decent with that. Probably not, but you know. And after that, I rolled genres. I rolled suspense and romance. Now, I don't have a social life. The only time I talk with people is either when I'm actually outside and I have to do it really really nervously, because I can't talk to people to save my life. I mean, unless I've known them for at least a year or so, I cannot talk to them. It's just a problem I have, and due to that, I don't know bugger all about romancing at all. I just don't, and I have to write about it. And now I can't write about things I don't know. I can write the fantasy novel because the D&D based thing, because I'm a massive fan of fantasy. I play crap ton of fantasy games. I've started reading Lord of the Rings. I have to get around to finishing it, but it's sort of a daunting task, being over 1,000 pages long and in font 2 writing. So yeah, and I could write suspense somewhat because I read a lot of suspense novels. Like I read a lot of Dean Koontz, and I'm sort of using it as a base. But I can't write romance because I don't know how to word it. I don't know how to put it in any way that would at least make sense, in a sense, because I don't know. But me having to write that is sort of But then I rolled for a second time because there's romance. I had to roll another character I was gonna pair it with. I got a similar list, but in fact, no, I'd be dared to use the same list again. Obviously take out Davey and put someone else in. I think I put... Who was it I put in the replacement? I put... Kyle, that was it. Kyle from South Park. He's... if you don't know Kyle, you do... I don't know. He's sort of the main character. But... I had rolled... I think it was... Yeah, I rolled Philip. How would I forget? I'm writing the thing. Yeah, I rolled Philip. The really English one, who was tormented a lot. So I've got... that made me have a base, at least, because I could create his character sort of nervous, anxiety, sort of basically a bit like me, in a sense. Although I wasn't tormented in secondary school, whereas he was, so I sort of had to write that, but... That's not a reason for him being nervous and having a lot of anxiety and not being able to talk to people well, so that gave me a basis in which I could actually write his character. But yeah, I was dead to write fan fiction. And that's where I am now. Chapter goddamn 9 I'm at now, and 18,000 words in. Oh god. So that's my spare time, basically. Playing video games, uploading them to YouTube when I'm not ill, writing horrible fanfictions, and actually writing novels and making a video game. Oh god damn it. So yeah, I've nearly reached the hour mark, but I'm gonna keep going till I find myself not knowing what to talk about, but that's basically what happened. Hell, I'm going at it because I'm a stubborn git. I think it would just annoy me if I didn't finish it. Obviously, unlike a the artwork in a game, I can easily edit this. So, and I can edit it to what I like quite easily because obviously it's words and not pixels. Well, words made of pixels, but you know what I mean. Oh god damn it! I think I've been talking for too long. I'm beginning to get a headache. That's probably the illness I've been getting this regularly. This is not nice, by the way. Brilliant. Damn it all. So yeah, that's what I've been doing in my spare time. Making Call of Cthulhu adventures, writing horrible fanfictions, and writing a novel. And making a game. Horror game. Lovecraftian horror. Good. What else have I been doing? Well, in the meantime, I've also been playing a lot of what I'm planning on playing. Damn, what's it called? I forgot. Oh no! Action 52. I might upload a gameplay of that. Action 52 is 52 games released on the NES for, it was originally supposed to be released for $200. That's about 180 or something like that in England. £180. For $200, 52 games on one NES cartridge. These 52 games are bad. In fact, they're worse than bad. They're horrible. Horrible games. The crowning jewel being a Cheetahman, which is basically their piece de resistance. That they were marketing it, and they were going, oh, we're going to make a cartoon, we're going to make toys, we're going to make everything. It was bad. Only thing good about that game is the soundtrack. Listen to the soundtrack of Action 52. The soundtrack is stellar. Everything else is horrible, but the soundtrack is brilliant. All the games are space shooters, basically. Some of them are side-scrollers, but they're not very good. It's just not a good game. I'm tired now. But I'll persist. But yeah, well, that's basically what I've been doing, really. Just a catch for this, basically a catch for rambles. I really should have got myself a list of things to be going on, but that's pretty much it. I think I'm going to just send it to... I'm just going to stop rambling about SJWs now, because I'm bored. So, social justice warriors. Sorry for the random change in the subject, but I sort of thought something I should talk about, because this is rather fun for me. Don't know what that talks about my character, but it's a nice way to waste time, because all of my friends are currently like either at work or, you know, at schooling, so I have no one to talk to, so I've resorted to talking to people on the internet. But yeah, what to complain about? Let's see, I'm going to go on to my favourite, Circle of a Card. Watch him, he's quite a good person for information on what's been going on in either the world or just about social justice warriors. If you don't know what social justice warrior is, by the way, it's someone who fights for social justice, I guess. Well, that's what they are. But the problem is, they fight for social justice by complaining about it on Twitter or Tumblr or social media sites, basically. And their way to solve things is like, basically, to give this funny analogy I saw, it's like, someone's feelings are hurt, someone is offended. Now, you're offended. Deal with it. You're offended. I've been offended. I have quite a few reasons for things to offend me. I don't really get offended because I take insults and such with jest, because I guess that's the perks of having social awkwardness and anxiety, the fact that I don't really get conversation much unless it's with a friend. So I sort of take insults such with jest and roll of my eyes, because I don't really care what other people think much. Especially if they're being gits to me. If they're friends and such, I try to care, but you know, I can't really talk to people, and emotions are sort of a hard thing for me. But basically, someone gets offended, like, as an example, there was this game that had been released called, it was called Ass Hunter. Now, coughing. Oh, damn it. Nearly knocked over my mic there. Now, this game had, now, what it was, there was a group of male rapists, and they were chasing you, and they were trying to rape your character, in a sense. So, what your character had to do, your character was just some guy, I think it was called, shotgun, tried to get him away from you. It was not really old Flash game that's probably on Newgrounds at some time. But, this stirred up a massive fuss, because it had been released on, like, phones, on, like, the Apple Store, I think. No, Google Play Store, I think it was, something like that, I can't remember, but it was taken down quickly. Like, because people go, oh, this is the most homophobic thing of all time, blah, 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 blah. And it's just, I don't see the point. It doesn't offend anyone, didn't offend, well, most people didn't offend me, it didn't offend friends who are, it didn't offend any of my friends who are actually homosexual, because they were like, it's a game in which it's really poorly made, like, really poorly, like, animated, really poorly drawn and such, at least from what I could tell. I never played the thing myself, because couldn't be bothered, because I had to search it up over Newgrounds. and I don't want to go on Newgrounds because I just don't. I've heard some bad things that have been coming from there recently. Don't know if that's correct, could always be wrong, but... Pardon? Damn it all! Bloody cough. Or... gits. But... that's going on. And... the SJW is like, oh, this is this horrific thing, take it down. It's offending people. Because offending people is reason for an argument. I just don't see why. It's like... it was a game. It's not going to encourage people to go out and murder homosexuals on the streets with shotguns. It's not going to spread any homophobic views because it's just bad. It's laughably silly. I mean, there is this other game that had been released earlier. It was this game in which you could torture someone, in which green blood spilled from it. I think it was red at times. You could adjust the settings. You could like jam javelins into this figure and such, but that didn't affect anyone. Do you know why? Because it was a video game. You know it's fake. It's like you have to know it's fake for it to be a video game. I mean, why? It's like the people who play video games for mass murders. Most people play video games don't want to commit these atrocities because they play video games to not commit them because it releases anger and it stops you, and it's your way of, well, it's the way of, well, releasing anger. So whenever you get the sick fantasies out of your head, I guess that's how it's described, at least. I just sort of see it as a thing to do, but you can murder innocent sorts of people in there, and there you go. You've already murdered that many people. They're not living people, but they're still, you know, people. So I guess that's sort of what could stop people from committing mass murder. I wouldn't know, but if somebody was seriously to try and, because basically they sort of play games like Call of Duty. Unfortunately, most of the player demographic of Call of Duty are 12-year-olds. Really annoying 12-year-olds. And if they were to ever go on a mass shooting, they'd probably try to find the R key on their gun. It wouldn't surprise me if they tried to find the R key on their gun, because they wouldn't know how to reload it, because you'd have to do a lot of releasing locks and quickly doing it. You could be taken down quickly, easily, just somebody tackles you down. But because you're a 12-year-old who spends all their time playing video games, so you're probably not in the best shape. So, yeah, but that caused sort of fuss, and the SJWs were complaining, and they get things by complaining because it's gits, and apparently nagging works in the real world. Pardon? But nagging can get you anything you want. I guess Anita Sarkeesian's a goddamn figurehead for that, because who Anita Sarkeesian is, she herself is a feminist or an SJW, basically the same thing, and who fought up against video games, stood up in the name of video games, in the fact that they are so obviously so sexist, with no redeeming characters in video games, ignoring the fact that I could name 5 off the top of my head. And her problem with it was that games use women as a reward. I think that's what she said in her most recent video. Now, I don't see the women in video games as a reward. I sort of see it as sort of like in Mario. I sort of see it, I don't see it as saving the princess. I see it as stopping the king who has kidnapped the princess and has deemed chaos across the entire of the Mushroom Kingdom. And but I mean, aren't you doing it to save the woman? You're not doing it to get the woman, you're doing it to save the woman. You're doing it in honour, I guess. I don't think most of the people going, oh, I'm gonna save the princess because I get the princess. I'm gonna save the princess to save the princess. To save the world. I mean, like Legend of Zelda, you don't do it to save Zelda, you do it to stop Ganon. Well, you do it to save Zelda, you do it to save Zelda so you can get Zelda at the end. You do it to save Zelda and stop Ganon and save Hyrule. I just don't know I mean, she brought up games that had been released either on the NES or SNES
or Genesis, that's sort of like the early 8-bit era, and she brought up Ride to Hell Retribution, which is considered the worst video game of all time. Although I still put E.T. at the top because that nearly destroyed gaming as a whole. But basically, because in Ride to Hell, because that didn't know how to make people. You can't blame a game of objectifying women when it doesn't know how to make men, or make women, or make squirrels. You can't do anything in that game. It's just badly made. Because how it works, because it works beyond the realms of reality, because obviously it's created by Azathoth, the bubbling mass in the center of the universe of all power. He created it to destroy the universe, of course, because he thought it would make everyone kill himself because they'd think it was stupid. But damn it, because in the game you stop a woman being from having unwanted sexual attention because she's nearly raped by a man. You shoot the man in the head. She rewards you with sexual attention because that's how the mind works, apparently. I don't know. Then you have really, really awkward thing of two character models rubbing up against each other and it just looks weird. And she brought up that. She brought up God of War, where it was basically what had happened was in the game in which now women you can bed, I guess, but it's played out in a satirical sense. It's played out, you have to play a quick time event minigame. Obviously it's not supposed to be taken seriously. Why would anyone take it seriously? You have to tap X to continue having sex. How can you take that seriously? I don't know. I just don't know, but she also brought up Azura's Wrath, which is even sillier. Like, there is a scene in which a woman with oversized breasts goes up to you. The breasts make a boing sound as they go to you. Your character's eyes bulge to anime standards, and then you have to keep the joysticks in the correct position so you can continue oogling her breasts in front of her, as your eyes are massive and they're making boing sounds. It's not supposed to be taken seriously. It's obviously a joke, and yet she acts as if she doesn't know what humour is. I don't find it funny. I sort of do, I guess. It's funny to think about, but it's like, it's not. It is funny. Yeah, it is funny, but it's not supposed to be taken seriously. It's so obviously not to be. She doesn't understand, but it's not supposed to be taken seriously, or she just doesn't care, because she's got a legion of brainless morons on her side. As well as, yeah, but the show brought up games that, like, they overuse tropes in cinema, like they're like, you know, like in James Bond, where, you know, it would be a thing for him to, they basically, like in spy movies, they like they go on a parachute, they land in a speedboat, and there'd be beautiful women around him, basically cuddling up to him. And they do that, and she brought up a game that does that. She doesn't complain about the movies, because it's obviously the games started this. Yeah, it was the games, because video gaming is the worst thing on the planet. I mean, I still don't get that. Why did people ever think gaming? Well, then again, it's the new thing, I guess. Even though it's not really new, but gaming, it's the new thing. It's like movies were based on violence. Goddamn, I think artwork would have probably been based on violence at one point. But yeah, it's like the thing. Where was because Hitler got all his. Like in the Crusades, they got all their ideas from playing goddamn Grand Theft Caravan, 1806. No, 1606. Sorry, 1806 was the Industrial Revolution. In fact, no, it's before that. Was the Industrial Revolution before that? It was in the 1800s. I know that much. But yeah, it's like, god damn it, SJW, stop being gits, coughing. So yeah, silly people. I've reached the hour mark. I think I'm gonna end this a bit soon before I start rambling a bit more.
Let's see if there's actually anything else I can ramble for. Maybe 10 odd minutes or so. If not, I'll just go end the video there. But that was fun. I liked that. Yeah, that was something. In the realms of comic books, someone had been complaining about the fact that they should make Spider-Man gay, in which or pansexual, I think it was, but I don't know why. Make your own gay superheroes. I mean, why would you need to make a pre-existing one gay? I mean, it's just silly. I mean, he's already been established, and you don't have to mess with the canon. Don't mess with the canon. Just make a completely identical one. Who is? It's called him Man Spider-Man. The man who is Spider also is gay. There you go, I've made your character. It's just silly, and there's just a lot of stupid things going on in the world. But yeah, I might not upload for the next few days. If I'm still ill, I am still ill, but I think I've got some things on backlog I can upload. Maybe I'll go over my stuff, that's a possibility, but I don't know right now. But yeah, that was fun. I think I might do these a bit more podcasts. I've sort of been enjoying them. Although I'll probably have a list of topics or such to talk about. I'll probably have someone else to join me, probably a friend. But coughing. Damn it. Well, at that, I'll leave you folks. Until next time, folks. Until next time. Bye.